This boy's superpower is simply blissful. He told his classmates that his beautiful teacher would fall in love with him before he can laugh at him, only to find that the teacher is making eyes at the boy. He was even forgiven easily for not turning in his homework. Even the schoolgirl doesn't escape his clutches, and it all starts at the beginning of the school year. The boy is a standard loser. When he arrived at his new school, everyone around him looked at him with disdain. He's a senior in high school and he's still short. Looking at the ridicule of the people, the boy's self-esteem was shattered at this point. He went to his counselor and tried to talk to him, and it was here he was taught a truth. If you want people to like you, you have to learn to lie. It doesn't matter where you come from or what your situation is. They'll believe you because they're stupid. The boy listened with rapt attention. Perhaps it was an epiphany. The first lie came the next day. His classmates saw that he needed his own parents to deliver, so they laughed. But the boy said that his Porsche was in the shop for repairs. This statement convinced his classmates to believe it. He then put a poster of the star on his locker and introduced himself to the crowd. He introduced himself as the only boyfriend of the actress in Los Angeles. This statement, surprisingly, also made the crowd suspicious. Watching the glory of lying, the boy, who hadn't had a presence since he was a child, immediately took to it. He told the teacher in class that his homework had been bitten by a dog. The teacher lets him off the hook. He also told May that the beautiful teacher on the podium would fall in love with him. He was forced to change schools because he was liked by too many people at school. That's why he was forced to change schools. Maybe the joke was a bit too big. May doesn't believe him, but that didn't stop the boy from lying. He told others that his father was a rock star, that his mother was an artist, and that Kobe was impressed with his basketball skills. After a few lies, even he began to believe it himself. But when he got home at night, his life went back to the way it was. His parents were still harping on him, so the boy thought to himself in bed, if only all the lies he had told could be true. And he fell asleep thinking about it, and it seemed that the heavens had heard his wish. The very next day, all the lies he had told came true. Puppy can even study. He was trying to stuff his homework into his mouth. The boy grabbed his own exam paper. At this moment, he did not know that he had superpowers. Yesterday's boast was coming true, and in order not to do his homework, the first of these lies was to claim that the dog had eaten him in the classroom, and the beautiful teacher kept flirting with him. According to the story he told yesterday, the teacher in front of him would soon fall in love with him. Even the school beauty is coming to her, asking her to be his dance partner for the school festival. Just then, the boy's face suddenly turned pale. He remembered that he had made another promise, so he rushed home. He was stunned by the sight before him. His mother had really become an artist. The living room was full of celebrities who had come to watch. Even his father had become a rock star, and he was preparing for his comeback. The next day, the parents were in a hurry to go on a business trip, so they threw the keys to the boy and told him not to drive too fast on the road. But the family car is only a little faster than a bicycle. How much faster could it go? But just then, he saw a red Porsche out of the window. The boy laughed. It's a real pleasure to brag. On the way he met the headmaster, and on the way he met the headmaster for driving his luxury car 3 times through the school gates. He was late. No surprise. And because his dog woke up every day, he woke up and tore up his homework. He had only half of the data for his experiment with Xiao Mei. The experiment data with Xiao Mei was only half left. In the face of Xiao Mei's complaints, the boy didn't panic at all, because the female teacher was now half his own person, and gave them the highest marks. At the basketball game, in the basketball game, the boy showed an amazing performance, a 3-pointer at the drop of a hat. Even when he was lying down, he was hitting all the shots. The coaches have become unrecognizable because of him, but with the triggering of his superpowers. But with his powers came some troubles. His maths is clearly his strong point, but now it's like reading a book in the sky. His parents have a disagreement at home. They are preparing for a divorce. Seeing the once loving and harmonious family breaking up, he began to regret it. What he didn't expect was, the schoolgirl's boyfriend was jealous, was about to hit on him. Boy with superpower to attract the opposite sex. Schoolgirl wants to have sex with him every day. A female teacher has divorced her boyfriend. Even the actress comes after him. On this very day, the schoolgirl invited him to a party at her home. When he wasn't noticed, she was about to have sex with him by force. But then her boyfriend rushed in. The schoolgirl grabbed her boyfriend by the neck and tried desperately. She told the boy to run. The boy also gathered his clothes and ran out the door. He drove home in his Porsche. The next day, the school beauty was right on time to meet the boy again. But the boyfriend couldn't stand it anymore. He vowed to make the boy boy pay. In the darkness of the night, the boyfriend and his two friends kidnapped the boy. Luckily, the police showed up just in time to save him. For a while afterwards, the boy's life felt dull and boring, although all the lies he had told had come true. But he wasn't happy. He is determined to get back to his old self. When the schoolgirl approaches him, the boy decisively refuses and says we're not from the same world. Finding the schoolmistress, registers them for a remarriage, and burned his beloved Portia. When it was all done, he fell asleep. The next day, the boy went to the basketball game as usual, but the ball didn't go in. This made the boy excited. He knew that his powers had disappeared. He lost the game. He lost the game straight away. The crowd threw down their popcorn. The schoolgirl is back to giving him the cold shoulder, and he's enjoying it. Mediocrity is not the worst thing. It's being caught up in your own lies that's the worst.